Hello and welcome, Rahul. You're watching me on my YouTube channel for talks, and if you're watching me consistently, welcome back to my channel. See, whenever I come in front of you, I have a purpose. I want to instill positivity, and I want to talk something important so that whenever you are investing your time in something valuable, whatever you are learning from here will certainly help you in your future perspective. And wherever you will go, you will certainly try to implement that and try to pull off something big, because in this mad scramble where we have conditioned our world in monetary and financial abundance, if we will be having extraordinary skills and knowledge, we can certainly pull off better things in our life. See, whatever you are doing right now, you try to scale it up. Many people involved, they are desperate to do something special, but they are lacking some confidence, self-confidence, some guidance, some kind of intuitive capacity that can build their muscles forward, so that they can augment their skills and can pull off exactly what they want. It is essential and important that we should have confidence. And if we don't have confidence, self-confidence, then we won't be able to overcome the challenges, the formidable challenges that come our way. I'm telling you, a motivated person who will be motivated, he will certainly be able to execute the same task which a same person living in the same organization which is not who is not motivated, he will not be able to do. Though their IQ level will be same, though their knowledge and their education would be same, but a little bit of instinct, self-confidence will try to exert positive outcome. That is why I usually say that if you will be keeping yourself engaged in something, some activities, and you will have alacrity to learn something new each and every day, inquisitive attitude. If you will have inquisitive attitude, you will certainly be able to drive your curiosity and try to know exactly what is hiding behind and what kind of job is residing there, so that I will have to execute the same things, which is required. You will certainly apply your brain, you will certainly apply your actions, and you will be able to execute what is needed. The only difference is self-confidence and knowledge. Sometimes, initially you have to muster courage to gather some knowledge. And if you'll be listening to good people, some past podcast and learning platforms where you'll be able to augment that knowledge, acquire that knowledge, assimilate that knowledge, that is what will provide you, and bolster you to defend yourself. Because if you really want to defend yourself in this mad scramble, you have to show productivity. And if you will be able to execute all these tasks, your productivity will be really better, and you know exactly how to push yourself forward. Because if you have propensity and understanding and a little bit of yearning, then you will certainly invest your time in something valuable. That is why I always say, see where we are moving, what kind of future unfolds after 10 years, after 20 years. Yeah, human and robots will be friends. Robotic machines will come, because artificial intelligence is developing very fast. See, only one type of advanced AI model that came of Claude. Anthropic released that model, Fable 5, that created a lot of debate, and US government has to ban it. It was so powerful. It was risk to security. Later on, what happened? They comply to government's requirement, because what will happen if someone else will try to run cyber security, and against that such kind of code, it will roll back to previous lesser model, that it would not be able to give that kind of output. So it has the Anthropic and the Claude Fable 5 model, whoever the representative of that very Claude model, they had to agree. They agreed with the US government rules and norms, and then they released again on 30th June, Fable 5 Claude model again got released. So such powerful AI models are coming. If it will be integrated to hardware, suppose robotic system, then we will certainly be able to witness robots working with humans. Only we need such kind of efficiency that can sustain. Because if power consumption will be less, there will not be any kind of environmental deterioration by using them. Because at least they all will be using servers, and servers, we know that exactly that how much water is needed in order to cool down server. not only water but a lot of efforts needed in order to store all these servers. But hardware scales are also growing. If it will be minimized and minuscule at nano level, then the requirement will be down. That is what is unfolding in future. So yeah, rapidity of celerity of exploration is happening. We will see better systems. We will be witnessing better world in our upcoming days. In medicines, in science, in medical science, we will witness also better opportunity to diagnose in better way. I know exactly that after 5 or 10 years, robots and AI system will take many role of doctors. Maybe some specialist would be there, but most of the common things would be judged by these AI machines, and diagnosis will be prescribed even by these AI machines. They are so accurate, becoming accurate day by day, that we have no choice. Producing doctors, human doctors. It is a very long, in long time it will. They had to be created. I would say that because many doctor, if you go to do an MBBS degree, it will take 5 years in India. And only in 5 minutes one robot will be ready to prescribe you better drugs than them. It may happen, but but many specialist doctors would always be there, and their role will be critical as well. So we want development, because you see, AI is replacing many a job. We know that fewer job will be available, but many opportunity will also be created. In hybrid mode, we will work with human will work with machines. So that is what will be possible in near future. That is what will be plausible. We have to respect that. We have to understand exactly what are the things that are going to unfold. Even we are working in banking sector, but we know exactly, even in today's world, many of the tailor can be replaced easily in bank if AI models would be integrated. But they have to keep themselves aware that if data will go in hands of artificial intelligence, if it will be manipulated, then it will be a bigger risk. So somewhere some layers would have to be created, a front layer, data layer, and other layers, and then we have to integrate all these AI machines, in solving problems at front end. Front end taking data as an input device, it would be easier. Where we have to separate this in accessing database, rather we can create a local data, and from there we can fetch. After putting business rule machines, we can certainly fetch it directly into the final data. That may happen, because we are also witnessing such changes, and white collar job are at more risk, with upcoming of AI, events. That is what we are witnessing. Not only AI, but many development will happen. Quantum computer is showing very great, you know, rapidity in its own exploration. Even Indian government has started to build a quantum computer. And quantum computer, if it would be invented, yeah, it is not portable easily, but in cloud model, it can be, given access to many a node. I think, so as a network, as a cloud model, we can access such computers. And we know exactly that we don't need quantum computers for ordinary tasks, but for research level, but for deeper calculation, it might be added. And if we really want to minimize, you know, uses of systems, we can use better quantum peripherals, and we can integrate it in cloud mode. That is what we can see in future, replacing classical computers. That is what may unfold after 10 or 20 years. And we know that if we will be talking about human augmentation of knowledge, and if we can implant chips in our own body, that would be also possible. Neuralink, Elon Musk company, has shown very beautiful progress, integrating with the brain computer, chip, brain computer interface. They are able to connect your brain with the computer. If we can use little chips, nano chips, if we can develop, and we do not need much more invasive operation, then it would be successful. Little chips, if it will be implanted, and we can access our own memory, if we can store it digitally, or can have better memory access, along with solving problems. Many suppose CPU would be integrated with your brain, then we will see that a pro-human would be developed. That is what is also a possibility. If such systems will be integrated with our brain, we can augment our own capability. We can become pro-human. We in previous time we were telling it cyborgs. Who will always be ready to do each and every task, who will have capacity to compute, capacity to store, capacity to solve problems in a better way. And if they, we won't need any kind of tracking device, it would already would have been installed in our body. That is what will be a very good thing. Even in administration, that is what, though it is very pervasive, personal boundaries and personal life would be at risk, but it might be possible in future. These all things we are looking at, and it is not far away. These all things are plausible within 10 years. That is what is the maximum duration. Even within 10 years we are looking that humans would be able to augment their life term. That is what they will be able to enhance their longevity. That is what we are witnessing. We are working on such technologies, and such genes, which can cure our cells, can bring out, all the impurities in cells, and can even modify it, such at such level, at cellular level. We would be able to use agents to change that, to augment our capacity to solve many problems in body. That is what dying cells will be preserved. Many future medical people and scientists are working on that. So all these things are plausible in future. One more thing, solving energy problem, they're also working on that. Nuclear fusion, if it will be controlled, only the problem is that we are knowing that nuclear fusion is easily can be created, but it cannot be controlled easily, because we have created nuclear bombs, which works on nuclear fusion, but it cannot be controlled. If it would be controlled and supplied, then our clean energy problem would have been solved. But still, scientists are working on that. Better models would have to be developed, better system would have to be developed. And all these things. If all these things will be possible, our world will be a better world. That is what we think of. Thank you for listening to me.